Just give me a chance to catch my breath. Oh, hi, everybody. Ah!
Oh, I wonder what that boy's up to.
Whoa. That's a long way down.
Hey, what are you doing? Crazy kid.
Jeez, you startled me. Whew. I wasn't expecting anybody else up here.
Well, you're kind of in my territory, Dorothy. I was surprised to see you. What are you doing climbing all the way up here?
I'm pretending to be one of the heroes of the Bible. I needed to get his perspective.
Hero of the Bible? Which hero fell from a tree?
Oh, no, not the falling part. The climbing part. I'm pretending to be the great Zaccheus.
The great Zaccheus? Oh, you mean the wee little man was he?
Well, yeah, I know he was short, but I'm short. But he was a great hero despite his size.
Well, yes, he was short, but I don't understand this hero part. You know, people really didn't like him.
What are you talking about? Zaccheus wasn't a bad guy. Jesus was going around with bad guys.
Why don't you tell me what you know about Zaccheus?
Well, he was a wee little man. That means he was short like me. He heard Jesus was coming to town and he really wanted to meet him because he really loved Jesus. But when he got to the edge of town, there was a big crowd also waiting to see Jesus. So Zaccheus had to climb a tree so he could see over all the other people. When Jesus was walking by the tree, he saw his friend Zaccheus, and he was so excited he told him to come down and that they would go and have lunch at Zaccheus' house.
Are you sure that's the whole story?
Well, yeah, I think so.
No, there's so much more. Zaccheus was a tax collector. It was his job to collect money for the government from the townspeople. People really didn't like tax collectors because a lot of them were thieves who took too much money. They didn't like Zaccheus because of his job. They didn't want anything to do with him.
But what? He was a thief?
Well, we don't know for sure, but we do know that people did not like Zaccheus.
But then why were he and Jesus friends? Why did he go to see Jesus when he arrived in town?
He and Jesus were not friends. They had never ever met. Zaccheus went to see Jesus because he was curious about him. He had heard all these stories about how wonderful Jesus was. He had heard that Jesus was a great teacher and Jesus could do miracles.
So he climbed up in that tree just because he was curious about Jesus?
That's right. Jesus was kind of a celebrity, and Zaccheus wanted to see what all the fuss was about.
But then why did Jesus stop and tell Zaccheus to come down from that tree? Why did they go to lunch together?
Because Jesus loved Zaccheus.
What? Jesus loved Zaccheus even though no one else liked him and he worked at a job that was bad?
Well, sure. Haven't you ever made a bad choice, Jordan?
Well,
Oh, Jordan, we've all done wrong things. We are human. Well, except for me. But God still loves us. And even when we tease our little sister or say bad words, you wouldn't know anyone who's done that, would you, Jordan? It's okay, Jordan. Jesus loves us even when we make a bad choice and when nobody else likes us.
That's why Zaccheus went to see Jesus, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Zaccheus was so surprised when Jesus spoke to him up in that tree. Jesus knew all about Zaccheus' life, and he loved him anyway.
But didn't that make other people mad? The people who didn't like Zaccheus were probably upset that Jesus chose him.
Yes, that's true. But Jesus was teaching them a lesson about forgiveness and getting a second chance. Jesus was showing the whole town how they should treat others, even those they didn't like.
Wow, I guess there was more to Zaccheus than being short and climbing a tree.
Yes, the rest of the story is pretty good too, isn't it, Jordan?
Wow, that's right. Now I have to figure out how to get down from here.
Well, I think something's coming that's going to help you.
Oh, what's that?
Some wind.
Ah! Thanks, Elwood.
Anytime. Anytime.
All right, will you try your heads and pray with me? Then we're going to go downstairs and talk some more about Zaccheus. You repeat after me. Dear God, thank you.
Thank you
For loving us.
for loving us.
Help us.
Help us
To show love.
to show love
To everyone we meet.
to everyone we meet.
And all God's children said.
Amen.
All right, I'll meet you downstairs in just a minute.